query from one of the students that I had entered it incorrectly, and let me remove that transcription. I don't like that transcription. And there was also a query or a question from students in terms of the assessments. Now, I'm going to keep you on your toes. I would like you all to read my notes. I'd like you all to read the SAP S4HANA IT5 course material. And one way of doing that is to ensure you are being assessed all the time. So today's, if you look at the link on our Wakelet page, I've entered in the marks, and the marks are very good, very, very good, right? So for this group, there was an average of 71.67%. Let's go back and to the other group. This was the tax and auditing students. So I've got two groups of students here. One is, this is auditing and tax. See, some of the students even had 100%. Now, for the continuous assessment mark, I'm going to probably take maybe 10% or 15%, just like I had done in semester 1. Any questions, queries about this? There was one query about the mark. Please email it to me and I will have a look at it, right, on Moodle. Oh, by the way, some of you had done 2 attempts. So I looked at the 2 attempts and I looked at the time that you took to do it, and I gave you an average of that 2, all right, if there's a query in that respect. I didn't give you the exact mark, all right? Any questions, queries about the quiz marks? Anybody? Please admit students that are waiting in the lobby. I don't know why you are being, have to wait in the lobby, because all of you are registered students. You need to check your registration. Right, now, if you look at the next item, it says Unit 3 quiz. That's information, that's in Moodle. Let's go to Moodle quickly, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So at the end of this lecture, I will open up the quiz and I'll give you an opportunity to improve your marks. There were some students who missed the first assessment. I'm sorry, it's over and done. I don't go back to the past. But let's just quickly go through that. It says there were 58 attempts, but there's only 46 students. Some of the students were able to access the course for the second time. When I say access it, they did a second attempt. So if I look at the attempts, here's all the students. Wow, look at that. And there was only 10 questions. So I'm so happy for that. Like, let's see, somebody with a 10 out of 10. Ooh, Melusi Innocent, 10 out of 10. Excellent, excellent. I'm getting an echo. All right. I'm just going to mute you. Right. Now, the next assessment, I'm going to open it up at the end of this course. It's quiz Unit 3. There we go. If I look at this quiz, I've got 18 questions. Ooh, I shouldn't be going to showing you that. Look at that. There's the questions. Here's the questions. And they're all from your notes. Right? So that will force you to read your questions and to read the ICIFA curriculum. So let me, I'll say goodbye to that. So I've done, I even have a website at the bottom where I've taken some questions from. It says free SAP S4HANA sales certification sample questions and answers. So if you go to this website, you'll be able to have a look at some questions. There's about 10 questions out there, and I took the questions straight from the website. Okay. I've spoken to you about the Moodle Think Learn Zone. Please go and access the course and access Moodle. I just want to show you something under participants. I'm able to see when you logged in. And look at that, I'm available, I'm right there. Let's see if there's any students that haven't accessed the course. And no, that's good. Let me see here. Look at this. Who's Zulu? Student number 211-23595 has never accessed it. VSC, TP VSC, never accessed that. I think they should deregister from this course because they're going to be charged a registration fee. Oh, VSC is from first semester as well. VSC hasn't accessed the course. Right? So this will force you to go into Moodle and to do the lesson quizzes. So I'm going to use Moodle to do your assessments, your online assessments, and I'm going to use Microsoft Teams for our synchronous lessons, and also where you'll find your course material. So if I go to MS Teams, and let's just log on to all Teams, there we go, and I'm going to go to Information Technology 5B. If you can't see the screen, please raise your hand or give me a shout out, unmute and go ahead. We've completed course introduction. If you click on course introduction, you go to files. There's a zip folder, and there's here's all. Oops, this looks a hell of a lot. Oops, I think I uploaded twice. There we go. I'm just going to delete that. I'll remove that. But all the course intro, which I covered last week, is out there. The Zambikes case study, I'm not going to go through it again. If you click on the YouTube link, you'd be able to view the case study for the Zambikes example. Now, if you don't look at the video, the practical exercises that we are working on, for example, a supplier master data, get a break, creating a purchase order, that will not make sense to you because you don't know the company, you don't know the client that we're dealing with. So please go and click on the YouTube link and watch the video. It's only about 20 minutes long, all right? Right, so let's go back. I'm not going to waste our time to watch the Zambikes case study. You can watch that. Go to Unit 3. If you go to Unit 3 and you click on Files, the Files tab, and here's the worksheets as well as the exercises, as well as the fundamentals of the glossary, and that will help you to answer the assignment question. Well, not the assignment question, sorry, the Moodle quiz. If you go to Unit 4 under Navigation, you click on Files, and you click on the folder. There's 1, 2, 3 files out there. You'll need to read through that, and that will help you to pass the lesson quiz. Now, I am going to go on to, this is what I also did for you. Some of you can say, oh, I have an issue with I'm going to close Moodle, closing that. We don't need that. We don't need Gmail. This is what I was busy working on, creating a purchase order. Right, I was creating a purchase order, and I'm going to take you step by step to get to that. I don't need that. Right, so I'm going to exit from here. Now, last semester, I created, let's say that's fine. Last semester, what I had done was I had given you guys a username and password. Thank you to those students who requested usernames and passwords again. I know I was unable to reset the password, but what I did was I just gave you another username. Let's just close that, right? So if you go to the login page, let's go to the logon page. I'll just exit from there. I'm going to sign out. My username is ZMB000. Would anybody like to share their username and password? I could do the exercise in their profile. Anybody would like to share their username and profile? Hello. Now, I really miss you guys to see you face to face. And this afternoon, I was actually discussing it with Dr. Mudley and Dr. Jolly that we'd like to bring you in on a Saturday. What do you think about that? Would you like to come on a Saturday morning from 8 to 12? I can have an hour and a half with you for IT5 B. Dr. Mudley can have you for an hour or so for auditing and tax, and Dr. Jolly and her colleague can have you for another hour with a half an hour break in between, so that at least I get to see you and I get to take you to the computer lab and we'll be doing this hands-on. What do you say to that? Hello, what do you say to that? Anybody? Would you like to come on a Saturday morning from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock? Yes, there's a thumbs up there, thumbs up. Please go ahead and unmute. Yes.
Sorry, Doctor. I'm not
Yes.
sure about some of the others, but some of us don't stay in Durban.
Oh, okay. Where do you stay?
In East London.
Ooh, that's far away. That's far away. That's far away. Well, for those people who are in Durban, I can always arrange to have a camera fixed on me, and we could have MS Teams running so that you could join us virtually. What do you say to that, East Londoner? East Londoner.
That would be fine, sir.
Oh, okay, great. Great, great. Okay, so if we don't have the physical, let's go to, oh, I'll put my camera on. So let's go to our logon page. Here's my logon page. My user is ZMB000. Let's make that a little bit bigger. All right, let's go there, 100%. Right? Now, I'm not going to share my password with you, but I've entered it in. My client for DUT is 444. I'm going to log on. Here we go. So if I look at my notes, which I emailed to you, and I also posted it on the Google Drive. Are you able to access my Google Drive? You can access my Google Drive from here. Let me show you where it is. Here's my Google Drive. Plus I put it on the WhatsApp. Where's my Google Drive? There's my Google Drive somewhere out here. Google Drive, where are you? Here we go. It should take me to my Dropbox drive or my Google Drive. Oops, I don't know why it's doing that. But I know I emailed it to you. Please, someone unmute and let me know that they have the user guide or the user manual with all the notes in there. I sent it to you last week. Do you have it? Hello, anybody? Please unmute, talk to me, or else I'm going to make it compulsory that you all have to come from East London to see me at DUT. Talk to me.
Yes, sir, we saw the email.
Oh, good. See, as soon as I threatened you to come to see me in Durban, you quickly unmuted. All right, great. So now I'm looking at page 5B4. That's what I asked you to do last week, where I asked you to navigate on the S4HANA platform. Right, so let's go and navigate on the S4HANA platform. So let's go there. Let's go and log on. Here we go. So I'm inside my S4HANA, and I'm going to go to display the supplier's master data. Now, last week we spoke about get a break supplier. So let me go up. I've printed out my notes because last week I split the screen in half and I found it a bit difficult to see. So it says, use the material management group on the Fiori Launchpad to display the supplier master data. Now, if you go through your notes, you'll need to understand the concept of master data. Who is a supplier? And if you didn't watch the YouTube video, you won't know what I'm talking about in terms of supplier, get a brake, or the wheels or the handbrakes. Zambikes has numerous suppliers both locally and internationally. Margaret wants to view the details of one local supplier. Remember I told you we are pretending to be the inventory administrator, the manager, the clerk, the secretary, all that goes with it in terms of the Zambikes company. And here she is. Her name is Margaret, right? A supplier is a type of business partner established in both accounting and purchasing. In order to be active, the supplier master record requires 3 views: the general view, the accounting view, and the purchasing view. Suppliers can be created centrally, meaning all views are generated at the same time. Let's go on. To display an existing supplier, use the app Maintain Business Partner. So last week, Monday, we went out here and we clicked on it and it said Maintain Business Partner. M-A-I-N-T-A-I-N, Maintain, B-U-S-I-N-E, Business. Ah, look at that. It's so clever. It knows what I want. And I clicked on Maintain Business Partner. By the way, it took me about an hour to work on this. And I did this, I've been doing this last year and I did this at the beginning of the year. So if it takes me so much time, and this is not my first time to it, I don't know how you are going to access it. All right, so here we go. It says to display. I clicked on that under the material management group on the Fiori Launchpad. This group contains the apps relevant for all the material management tasks in this workshop, in this app, right? It says click on the app to open it. I've opened it and it says business partner. Here's my drop-down menu and my supplier number. The note says on the left menu panel, select the following drop-down next to business partner. So there's my business partner. Remember, our objective in this exercise is to find out about get a brake. Next to the buy field, and there's the supplier number, I'm happy to that. Then either use F4 or click the magnifying glass. Last week, Monday, I spoke to you about this magnifying glass. We want to look for an app, or I click on the icon next to that, right? F4 or the magnifying. Here's the magnifying glass right on the top there, right? It says search. So I'm going to click on that one and I'm going to search, right? Now that it says search, the following screen appears. The suppliers by country or company code, and the suppliers by company code. So for those of you who have read your notes, company codes are required for tax purposes. And in this instance, we are going to search for the company Get a Brake. How about this joke? Get a Brake is a company that supplies. Hello? Get a Brake supplies? Hello? Anybody? Get a Brake. Yes. Who said that? Andile. B Zulu. Donald Maduna. Take a guess. Get a Brake. Oh, do you want a break? B-R-E-A-K. Are you paying attention to me? Hello? Get a brake is to supply brakes, bicycle brakes. Come on, Donald, are you there? Donald?
We are here.
Okay, good. Yes, Donald Maduna, yes, thank you, thumbs up. Yes, get a brake, right? So we're getting a brake. So let me go to get a brake. Every time the instructions ask you to type in, please enter the last 3 digits from your SAP number, your username. My SAP username is ZMB000. So you will have to enter in whatever your number is. So under vendor, I'm going to type in *000. That's my username. And I'm going to click on find, right? Whoa, look at that. So it's giving me a whole list of suppliers, and the supplier that I'm going to look for is Get a Break. There's the number. The vendor number is 140000, and the company code is ZM00, Lusaka. Right. So I've selected that. I'm quite happy with it. And I click on the find button, right? I click on OK, I'm done it. Here we go, right? My green tick, right? Got it. So what it does is it goes and populates this field. The supplier number is 140000. That's for Get a Break. I'm quite happy with that. And thereafter, what does it say? So again, I'm reading my notes. You all have these notes. It's on page page 5B5. It's about 101, 102, somewhere on the notes. By the way, you don't have to worry. Each one of us has a duplicate of data, and this master data, all the data that you see out here, Get a Break, the number 140000, that has been pre-populated for us so that we have a practical knowledge of what's going on in this ERP system. And I press enter. Now I'm here, I've got Get a Break. My vendor number is 1400. I think that's one of the questions as well. Right? And let's click on the start button. Now that I click on the start button, hey, there we go. My partner is Get a Break, partner 8896, and it says one business partner found. I'm quite happy about that. Let's go and have a look at this business partner, what it has to say. Right? I clicked on it. The supplier will double click on right. So there's my Get a Break. Let's double click on it. And Get a Break is in Lusaka. Let's go and have a look at some details about Get a Break. The address, it's in plot number 70 called Uno Road, 31925 Lusaka. And this vendor or this partner is valid from 31/01/2019 to, that's it, 31/12/9999, but that's by default, right? What else I can find out about this partner? Not much, nothing has been entered in out here. This would be created by a SAP analyst, right? Any payment transactions out here? No, I haven't done any payment transactions. Status, nothing out here. And let's click on my three little dots. If there's anything else that I could see, no, there's nothing out there. So Get a Break is a supplier, and Get a Break, all this info is related to Get a Break. Let's go on. The supplier's general data view is displayed. That's what I've done. I've displayed all the general view. Navigate between the tabs. Right, I've navigated between the tabs. We had a look at all of this. Here's the business partner number. To display the company code view of the supplier Get a Break, change the drop-down list option to display in the row, right? Display by business partner. So there's my display by business partner, and I want to have a look at the vendor. Let me go and look by vendor. Is there a vendor out here? Business partner. No. Let me go back. Let me go back one time. To display the company code, click company code. Where's company code? By the way, I noticed if you tend to miss a step or you skip, you are unable to go back, right? I just want to change this. Yes. No, I don't want to change it either. Let's go back. I've skipped a step. The supplier's general view is Get a Break. Get a Break. My apologies. And let's just exit. Let's just go back. Let's just go back, and I'm going back to maintain business partner. Maintain SINE business partner, right? So let's go back to maintain business partner. There's my get a break there. Let's go back to the supplier number. Find, right. So I'm back to the screen. Find a business partner. I found get a break. I found it by supplier number. I'm looking for vendor. Let's go there. No, my supplier number is star 000. I'm going to find it. And let's go back to get a break. There's get a break there. Lusaka. The city is Lusaka. And I'm clicking on my tick box. And it's there. Seems like I'm talking to myself. 3192 business partner, displaying business partner. Right. So let's go to vendor. Right. Oh, you're there. Thank you. Thank you. So there's my vendor. There's my vendor, display a business partner. I'm sorry about that. If this happens when you are running this, please go back a step or two or start afresh, right? Not a fresh, like 2 or 3 pages before this. So I'm here with get a break. I'm in vendor field. To display the, go to vendor, then click on purchasing. Right. And there's the details. There's all the details about get a break. Now, all I'm doing is I'm just playing around with this as if I am an employee of the Zambikes example. And this merely tells me the information related to the get a break supplier. Let me go to the next exercise. Right now, I want to display the raw material master record. So let me click back on my magnifying glass. To display a raw materials master record, Wyson wants to report on the current moving average price of the brake kit. So now we're pretending to be somebody else. We're pretending to be Wyson. Wyson is a factory supervisor, and he wants to display the raw material master record. To display the raw material master record, use the app Display Material. So let's go to Display Material. DISPLAY-MATERIAL. So let's, ooh, there's so many out here. All right, let's go and have a look at Display Material. This will open the material display unit. Yay! So let's go and choose the one with the icon, right? Let's choose the one with the icon. Now that it says material, I could either press F4 on my keyboard or the magnifying glass by material number. So let's click on the magnifying glass. The magnifying glass says I need to enter in a materials description. And in the material description, I want plant material by description. Yes, I am there. My language is in English. Let's go to materials now. In the plant field, oh, this I got to tell you about this. Another concept from the theory from last week when you went and read through your notes and you answered the quiz, they spoke about a plant. They spoke about a company code. They spoke about raw materials. a plant. Now you are getting to see what this is, a plant, right? So we got to enter in a code. Now, if you don't know the code, you can search for it. And we're going to search for Lusaka West. So that's the plant, Lusaka West. And the postal code is 10100. And the plant number is MU00. So let's click on the green tick. I copy that, and there's the plant number out here. In the materials field, there's my materials field. I need to enter in my user number. My user number is ZMB000. Now, in order for me to be able to assess your work, I'm going to request that you enter in the details of your user number, and ultimately you will print out a form or a sheet or a screenshot to show me that you have done this work, or when we meet face to face, hoping for that, right? So let me go to that.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
I'm noticing that you are using a star every time you put
Yes.
in your Zambik's code. Why is
Correct.
that?
Correct. Sorry, that's just the way it's been set up. All right. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for noticing that. You're very observant. I need to put in a star to indicate. Otherwise, I would have had to type in the whole username. But now all I typed it in ZB000. I'm putting in a star 000. You will need to put in star 012 or star 007 or star 041, whatever your username is. Okay, because all that data is applicable to your user account. Like I said, they've replicated the data so that we are not interfering with the real company called Zambik's. Because you'll notice sometimes I'll put in get a break, then I'll make changes to that, or I'll enter in a salesperson's details, and I don't want to interfere with a real company. Zambik's, for our purposes, is fictitious, this ERP system. Zambik's is a company that exists, but we are playing different user roles, but all of that is assigned to my username. Thank you very much for the question. Please feel free to ask me questions, and I know you're thinking at least. All right, so I've got that, and let's click on the Find button. Yay, there we go. So under the plant material description, you all know that Zambik's is a bamboo bike, huh? Right? So I can go for the bamboo frame, the bamboo touring bike, the brake kit, carbon composite wheel, a chain, a nut. These are all the stuff that I need to make the bicycle. Ah, there's a Zambulance. There's the Zamcart, the transport Zambike, a wheel, a tire. All of these things are plant material by description. If I want material with fashion fields, I can click on that, material segmentation. But for our purposes, let's keep it simple. I'm talking about materials by plant. Right? And I click on my Find button again, and I can select whatever I want to. In my case, I wanted the brake kit. Here's my brake kit. And look at the code, BRKT1000. So that's the code for the materials for my brakes. Now it gives me the material number. There's my material, BRKT, and I'm quite happy with that. I click on the Continue button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. And now it gives me a list of views that I can select. I can select the basic data view that I want to see. I can select, if I have the purchasing view, or I can select the materials planning or the accounting. Let's just go for accounting view, right? And I'm quite happy with that. I click on the green button. And then it will give me again what I want to select it. I can select by my plant view. There's the plant in Mungwe, there's a plant in Dallas, there's a plant in Heidelberg. Let's go for the plant in Mungwe. Selecting that one, and it's going to allow me to go and view whatever I require from here. All right, so for instance, it's going to tell me that it's a brake kit, and the division, the layer, the purchasing, the trade, materials resource planning, advanced planning, and there's more options available, right? Let's go to the accounting view. Here's all my all related to the accounting view for get a break it. Okay, so now that that's done, I can click on the basic data view. So some of the questions that would be asked: what is the material number displayed? What is the division? What is the purchasing group? What is the currency used? There's the currency out here. There's the currency. ZMW, right? The currency. And that goes right? So this one was the display materials for raw materials, right? Exactly. Any questions? Questions, queries? Anyone with a question?
No, everything is still clear.
Oh, good. Thank you. You mean I'm such a good lecturer? You understand everything I said. Oh my word! Wow, I'm pretty good. So it's 42 minutes into the lesson. Now, if you are having difficulty trying to grasp the concept of navigating in this Fiori Launchpad environment, last year I did this exact same exercise. I'm actually repeating the course from last year. And if you go to YouTube, you'd be able to find all my lectures. What do you think about that? Ah, come on. What do you think about that? B Zulu. Thank you for the clap, B Zulu. Let me put my right. Thank you for the clap, B Zulu. Yay! Thank you for the clap. B Zulu. Do you want me to show you where it is in YouTube?
Sir, I'm actually subscribed to your page, so I'm very familiar with it. But you can show there is a...
Wow! Are you one of the 700 subscribers? Thank you very much for being a subscriber to my webpage. Yay! Even though it was from last year's 2021. You don't mind, B Zulu?
Not at all. So I feel like it actually helps sometimes with the things you tell us from this year and last year. I sometimes make reference to both.
Yes, it's the exact same course. It's the exact same course that I did last year that I'm repeating this year. Obviously, this year I'm doing more assessments because first semester, I noticed some of you didn't do the assessments, so now I'm going to keep you on your toes all the time. So if you go to YouTube, let's go quickly to YouTube, and you'll find, oh, guess what? I gave you the link. There's the link where's the link? There's the link on the Wakelet page. So if you click on this link, it will take you to last year's 2021 YouTube page. And thank you to B Zulu who subscribed to the page. Look at that. Create a stock transport order. Display stock after the stock is updated. Enter and post. Display warehouse stock. Inventory management. Display warehouse stock. Oh, 4 minutes. Inventory management, 30 minutes. That was a meeting in general with the Sanya. Oh, that was a lecture that joined us. Accounting integration. Accounting integration. Oh my, there's lots of accounting integration. Meeting recording. So please, this was the 2021-09-13 on the 13th of September and the 20th of September that I had. So please go and subscribe to my channel, then I'll get more students accessing that. And if you want to learn about C++, you can also learn about that on my channel as well, right? You go to the C++ programming channel, but I'm not going to test you on that one, okay? So now that the break is over, let's go back to my Wakelet page. There you'll find it on the Wakelet page, unless you want to share it in the group. I think I'll share this page in the group on the chat. So copy that. Let's put that in the chat. So please go and like my videos too, please. All right, so there's the YouTube channel with IT5. And can you see I put a lovely picture of me in front of that? Right, so now let's go on to the next exercise. Let's go to the next exercise. And the next exercise talks about creating a purchasing information record. So if you go to the channel, I actually did this last year. So the channel says, oops, did I stop the share? purchasing. I got to start to label these things properly so that at least when you go and look at it, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, oops, share again. Right. So let's start this. I don't need that. Right. So let's go back to SAP S/4HANA. Let's just sign out and sign back in. So I'm pretending as if it's a brand new day. You must remember we are doing all our exercises in one lesson on a Monday. So my client, by the way, that's a question in the quiz, the lesson quiz. So let's just log on. So now we'd like to create a purchasing information record. And this time we're going to pretend to be the finance manager. And this time we are Vera. We already pretended to be Margaret. And we pretended to be, we said Margaret was the admin and inventory manager. We also pretended to be Wyson. Wyson was the factory supervisor. Now our role is finance manager. The finance manager's name is Vera. And we are going to create a purchasing information record. Now again, you guys are postgraduate students. You would have went through a diploma in accounting and auditing. I am here to give you the information technology behind creating this ERP. So let's go and look for creating a purchasing information record. Create PURCHASING purchasing information REC. Oh, come on, you're supposed to say sir, but there is appearing on the top there. Hello, B Zulu. Please tell me, sir, it's appearing over there. Don't go to type. Ah, come on. Hello.
Yes, so we can.
Yeah, tell me, don't type, sir, it's there, it came up. It's called IntelliSense. It intelligently sensed that I am typing create purchasing information record. Donald, did you see that? Donald Maduna? Oh man, okay. All right, so it did that, right? So it says creating purchasing. Vera creates a new purchasing information record to record the agreed conditions between the supplier, called Get a Break, and a material, which is the brake kit, right? Purchasing information record stores information about the terms for purchasing a specific material from the supplier. They are maintained for a supplier and can contain data for the pricing, the conditions, for delivery, for the planned delivery date, and the availability period. So now Vera is talking about this vendor Get a Break, and we want to create a purchasing record. This produces the following screen. We have vendor, we have the material, we have the purchasing organization, we have the plant, and we have the information category. So let's go to the vendor. Now, I'm going to click on the magnifying glass because I can't remember all these things about the vendor, right? And in the vendor, it says I got to look for, oh, wait a minute, I should know this vendor off. I should know the vendor. Let's go back one time. The vendor is Get a Break. The vendor I know was 140000. I'm trying to pick it up as Get a Break. Yay! I remember that from my previous exercise, right? Which is Get a Break. By the way, I was trying this out where I typed in Get a Break and it picked it up for me. I thought this was pretty cool of this exercise, right? So let's go back. Let's go back to the vendor. Let me type this in. Get a Break. Ah, no, it couldn't pick it up, right? But it picked up 140000. Ah, there we go, right? Let's go and close that. Oops. Oh man, let's go back again. Let's do that again. Now, if you are doing this over and over and you're working with this on a daily basis, you would remember and you'll recall all these codes that go with it, right? So for now, I've lost my train of thought. Create purchasing PUR purchasing information record, right? There we go. Let's do that again. And it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. Come on, come up. Right, so my oops, see, my vendor is 1 4. Right, I'm happy with that. And where's my get a break? Right, get a break. And the material group is BRKT 1000. Oops, I'm so sorry. Do you mind if I go back in time, right? I'm just going to go back one more time. Let's go back. Purchasing order. My material group. BRKT. Let's see if it picks that up. Okay, pick that up. But it's requesting. I'm sorry, students. Let me just go back again. I did something incorrectly out here, and it says that I've fill out all the required fields. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes, I would like to cancel. My vendor is that. My material. Let me click on the magnifying glass. Let me go and look for my material. My plant is MU. Ah, there we go. Let me tell you what my plant is. Remember we spoke about Mungwi. MU. There's Lusaka West, MU, right? Lusaka West. So that helps me a little bit. My material. My material description. My material number was BRKT 1000. Let's see if it can find that. Yay! Get a break. There's the break kit. Yes, there's my material, the plant. All right. Now, when and if you have to work in a SAP environment, you won't be playing these different roles. You should be having one role. Or alternatively, you should have, inverted commas, a cheat sheet where you'll have all these codes related to your area of expertise. Right, and my plant there was MU. I think it was MU, Lusaka West. Right, filling in the details. Last week when I was doing this, I didn't play around with all the codes. Right. My information record, it says I could leave it I could leave it as standard. Yes, standard is fine. And I press enter on that, right? So I'm there and I'm entering it. Right? Oops, purchasing. Oh, guess what? I did this before. I told you about 2 hours ago. So I'm trying to enter in a purchasing information record that already exists. Now, it's a good thing in a way that it already exists because you know that it works, right? So there's my purchasing information record. It's 5312345 zeros 10. There's my information record. It's not allowing me to overwrite this information record because it says it already exists. So I'm not going to interfere with that, all right? Proof that I did it. So when I am requesting an assessment from you, I will say, B Zulu, I would like you to give me evidence that you have created a purchasing record. So I'll expect you to give me a screenshot of this. So you're going to give me a screenshot and you're going to say, let's go to my snipping tool. Here's SNIP, here's my snipping tool. I'm going to snip this and I'm going to say, hey, I've created my information record. And this is the evidence that I've done this. Right, so there's my information record. I'm just going to post this into the chat. So this gives you an idea that I've actually done this. Right, here's my purchasing record done. Right, proof that I've done it. Now let's quickly go back and go through some of the. Let's go backwards. Right, so that was the issue out there. So it's done. Right. Now that we've done that and we have the purchasing record, the purchasing information record, which is 53,000,000,010. That's a question out there. It says, record your purchasing information record number. You can always watch the recording of this MS Teams meeting, and you can do this again. Do it slowly. It's from page 5B4 to 5B15. Now, so that completes that section. Now let's go and pretend to be the finance manager again, Vera. This time she wants to create a purchase order. Let's completely come out of this section. Yay! I'm signing out and I'm going to sign back in. Oopsie. Right, so my username is ZMB. ZMB stands for the Zambikes. I'm user 000 and the client is 444 and I'm going to log on. It's a brand new day. This time I'd like to create a purchase order. And I'd like to create a purchase order for the brake kit. I'm going to submit this purchase order to the supplier. My supplier is GetABrake. When received and the supplier accepts this, the purchase order becomes a legally binding contract between Zambikes and GetABrake. In order to create a purchase order, I will need to use the app. Anybody would like to guess? I want to create a purchase order. Yes. Come on. Am I talking to myself again?
Is it not material management?
Listen to my question. My question says I want to create a purchase order for the brake kit. I want to supply this to the GetABrake supplier, and this becomes a legally binding contract. Have a look at the screen.
Create purchase order.
Yay! Thank you. That's right. So I want to create a purchase order. PURCHASE. Now, who's supposed to say it's appearing? You don't have to type it in.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Please do.
Oh, well, like you're saying, like, isn't it like before you create a purchase order, like you need to have like a valid, like a PR, and then RFQs?
Right. Thank you for that. You must remember, we are pretending to be employees at a particular snapshot in time. We are working from in 2022. This company has already been set up in 2019, 2020, and they already have data associated with it. All I am doing is running through certain aspects of the company, right? So GetABrake was already a supplier. There's other suppliers as well. I'm just playing around with you
No, I
navigating.
do. No, sir, I do
Yes.
get that. Like the information was pre-populated, so I do
Yes.
get that. But
Yes.
well, by my understanding, actually, before like a purchase order, before it comes about, like firstly,
Yes.
like there must be like a requisition, like from the end user, and then
Yes.
like they go to the market, like then they request like for quotation, like depending like what they want, and then
Yes.
after the quotation have been submitted, like, and then they agree, like, in terms of like, okay, like they give like a purchase order, and then
Yes.
yes, so like I don't know, like, like that's the thing, like, isn't it like you can't create like a purchase order without having a valid like a PR
Quotation or something like that. Yes. Yes, I hear you. But I'm not getting so complicated in my work, right? In terms of the workshop that I'm dealing with. Like I said, I'm selecting this workshop from page 100. You can go through other exercises, the accounting principles, the accounting concepts, and you can even request a quotation, and then you don't create a purchase order from that quotation, or you'll expect to have 2 quotations, 3 quotations, whatever. This is just to touch the surface of the SAP S4HANA Fiori Launchpad system. I promise you, you can take just one aspect and go in depth. Like last week when I was playing around with all the various apps, I didn't take a particular code and I entered in. So for our purposes and for my assessment for you to see that you've logged in, I will ask you to create this purchase order, and I'm not going to request from you to create quotations or anything of that sort. We are just creating fictitious purchase orders, fictitious sales, fictitious pricing based on a limited understanding of what goes on in Zambikes. Okay. Does that explanation help you see where and how and what we are doing?
Yeah, I know it does assist.
Okay, great. Bear with me, hold on in terms of what we're doing, because what I also noticed is if I complicate the application, for instance, I try to start now, get a quotation, and from the quotation, they must accept the quotation, then only can I create the purchase order. It becomes too much. And as you noticed earlier on, when I skipped a step with this app, I wasn't able to proceed further. All right. So let me go on now, right? So here it is. I'm creating this purchase order, and I'm pretending to be the finance manager. And who's the financial manager? Vieira. So earlier on, we were pretending to be Margaret, and Margaret was who was Margaret? She was the admin and inventory manager. Then we pretended to be, what was his name? Wyson, to display a raw material master record. Then we pretended to be Vieira. Oh, and we pretended to be Vieira again, right? Now, Vieira may not be necessarily the finance manager. She could be playing dual roles, and we are just going to create this. And by the way, just to let you know, can you see there's a create a purchase order via the purchase requisition assignment. Create a purchase order that's advanced. If I had to go there, oh my goodness, I'll have to start working on it being via the supplier, the plant, the delivery date, the release date, whether there's a contract in place. I'm not going to get so complicated. Okay, we're just going to do the very basics, the simplest of all of them, right? So I'm going to take the first one.
Sir,
yes.
For knowledge purposes,
yes.
so like isn't it like there's a difference between like when actually like a vendor has like a PO, because some of them like they may be on contract basis, so like
yes.
Isn't it it's different in terms of how do you create like a PO? Because both of them does have a PO, but the other one like it's on contract.
Okay, I'm talking to you from my knowledge of what happens at the Durban University of Technology and in the purchasing department. I'll give you an example. One of the suppliers that we wanted to use, the Invigilator software, they were not on the database, so they did not have a contract in place. And before we could even do a business dealing with it, the legal department had to go through all these contract processes and put them on the database and all that goes with it. Then we have to sign the deed contract to state that, listen, this was a once-off purchase. We're not going to do it again. If, however, we were dealing with a contractor that had to supply, let's say, for instance, meals or catering purposes, and on the supplier list, they would have a number of caterers that they would account for, and each one may have a different contract and a different start date, end date, and all that goes with it. So for our purposes, for this course has to deal with ERP systems. And one of the ERP systems that we are talking about is materials management and selling and buying of goods for the Zambikes example. So we are trying to make it as simple as possible without the contract, without it being a sole supplier, without there having to be any other extraneous details associated with that. Does that help you to get to grips and to simplify what we're doing? Thank you so much for this. I love this interaction between you and me. Hello?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And this is, now that I went back to the screen, it's H. Pungula. Am I right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, so just bear with me for now a little while. Oh, financial accounting. No wonder he talks like that. Right, so here's my vendor. So there's my vendor. My vendor is who? It's Get a Break, right? So I'm going to search for my vendor. My vendor is Get a Break, and my Get a Break, I know it's 139005. Let me punch in 139005. So if I had to use this over and over, I would have known 139005, right? If I didn't know that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please do.
So like you said, if you go like to the drop by, like before you type in like the vendor number, isn't it you can just write like Get a Break, and then put a star and then it's gonna show on itself?
Yes, that's absolutely right. I did this before. I'll just Get a Break. Yeah, right?
A star at the beginning and the end, sir.
Wait, the wild card. Yeah, the wild card. But I noticed, there we go. Can you see that? Can you see that how it looked for it without the wild card? Your star. Check it out.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes. Let's put the star as well. Let's try it with your way, right? So I put down Get a BRA break. It should pick it up. Right? Looks, searching. There we go. I'm so happy you've done this. So you are going to send me an email, and in fact, the entire class after you've created this purchase order. And don't complicate the matter and tell me that you need quotations and no quotations and you want the lowest quotation and all of it, right? Make it simple for us. Is that okay? Some of us are brand new to this, okay? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Right, so now we're going with Get a Break. And we are going to go with the 139005. 139, there we go, there's it there, right? Now, all right, I've selected 139005, city is Osaka. I'm quite happy with that. In the vendor field, I've entered in Get a Break, the supplier. And let me go back. Here's my, in the vendor field, I'm going to enter in my details, star, my username, and now I'm going to look for, let me see if I can find something that I could use. There's Get a Break, there's Lusaka, right? So I'm going to select that. I'm creating a purchase order for that. Yay! Right. And there's my question. One of the questions is, what is the name of the vendor? There's the vendor number. I'm just going to play around with this a little bit. Remember, you asked me this question about some of the contract issues that are in play. So you can say, I'm going to pay in 30 days, I'm going to pay in 60 days, payment, what percentage I'm going to pay, what's my currency that I'm going to have, what are some of the conditions that are associated with it. All of that comes into play in this purchase order, right? Whether I'm going to give you a discount, whether I'm going to include tax. And again, I am only touching the surface on this course. If you want to learn more, you can go to Learn SAP. Oh, there's it out here. Right? It's under SAP, Learning SAP, and learnsap.com. Right? You can go through each one, each aspect of it. Right? There's much more tutorials. I'll take you through this before I end off the course. Right? You can take each and every one, and you must play around with, or just not play around, look for the prices, what the value of this course is. Right? Okay, but for our purposes, where am I? What did I do now? All right, so there we go, right? So if you follow, I'm now on page 5B15. That's what I did with the purchasing order. I'm going to stop out there because from next week, I will continue with this. I'll revise, next week, Monday, I'll revise this exercise with you, the purchasing order, and I will continue with display the purchase order history, and hopefully we'll get to see what we did in this week. We'll check out, we'll enter in the prices, the amount, we'll enter in an invoice receipt from the supplier. Again, we'll pretend like we bought the brakes from Get a Brake. We'll do a scheduling agreement. We'll display the invoice that we created. And we'll display the purchasing order history. We'll post the payment to the supplier. We will display the bank account, and we'll answer the following questions. In fact, some of the questions you can already answer. What's the supplier master? Display the master materials. Create a purchase order. What's the goods receipt? Enter the invoice receipt. Display the purchase order history. All of this is found in your study material. So I'm going to just quickly show you that study material where it is found. It's out here. Right? I'm sharing the screen with you now. And there it is. Right? All the work we've done for today appears in this workshop. Right, there's Lusaka Get a Break. I'm going to post this again to the group. In fact, the questions and answers are out there. I'll post that in the chat. I know there are some students that missed last week's lesson. Yay, right? So now nobody can say that they don't have the exercises. And some of you that are working ahead of us, by all means, all right, upload from my computer.
Sir?
Yes.
In terms of the SAP that you've given us, does it have any restriction? Because I know that because I use SAP, it restricts you, maybe if you're a finance individual, you kind of have a certain profile, there are things that you can be able to access. So with this one, am I able to actually go through everything, maybe from procure to pay to assets?
Yes. Well, I don't know about assets, right? But what you can, it's actually a training company, right? Zambytes is a real company, but they don't have an ERP SAP system in place. What we did was, in fact, not me, the CIFA course, which is based in CIFA unit in UCT, they discovered that, hey, in order to teach ERP concepts, it'll be a good idea if we have a company and we use all the accounting concepts in this company to teach our students. So that's how they came out, and they simplified the course, right? If you go and read my intro section, you'll be able to pick it up, right? Out here. I'm just going to go to last year's work. So in last year's syllabus, we did the enterprise system, we did the SAP navigation, we did procure to pay, we did some accounting concepts, we did the sales order processing, and we even went up to the inventory management. So I'm not sure how much of data has been populated by the CIFA unit at UCT, where we can go to whatever you need to. But for our purposes, for this course, we are just touching the surface. That's all it is, right? We're just touching the surface. So don't get too complicated and too worried about it, because for me to pass that exam, last year's exam, I was able to learn all these things. And by the way, I did pass the exam, right? Train the trainer on the CIFA curriculum, which was pretty difficult. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing with you guys now. Okay, does that help you to to put you into how and what it is? Maybe you can do a little lesson with us and tell us and share your screen with what activities that your company does. Would that be a good idea to show us some real life examples? Would you like?
That would be a good idea. Well, like, it would be a good idea because you see, I kind of also have an exposure to a testing environment. Like if you want to test like a certain transaction, so
Yes.
So like I can do that. Like there's no problem.
Oh, thank you very much. I'd love that, because right, and would you mind if you play around and you do anything, will it affect any of your transactions?
No. As I said, like I kind of have like a SAP Live where like I post like a real transaction, but I also have like another SAP, like it's more like a copy of the actual Live, but it's for a testing environment. For example, if we unsure in terms of how it will look like when we post certain transaction, so we test it on the test environment before like we post it like in the actual production.
Lovely. Now this environment, this ZMB user 000, it's actually a test environment. It's a demo site. So we can play around with it. We can do whatever we want with it, and we won't be affecting any real company out there. And each user, in fact, the ZMB 000 to ZMB 099 has their own set of data. So even though I make and play around with whatever I do, when I come out of it, I can clear that data and I can start fresh. It's just a site to navigate the S4HANA Fiori apps thingy, right? So take it like that. But I'm so happy that I got a real live user out here. We're not just looking at it from a theoretical perspective, you're looking at it from a practical perspective as well. In fact, I think you should go and certify yourself in the following courses. When you go to the SAP site, go to my Wakelet page, and go to these online courses. You try and get yourself certified. When I say certified not just from a duty perspective, but from a SAP perspective. That's what I'm doing.
Actually, like I'm working on that because at work they are training me to be a super user. So, well, in terms of finance like perspective, so like I get like the whole perspective, like everything from financial reporting perspective, going to financial planning. So I kind of have a bit of knowledge. How do you navigate like yourself around that?
Oh, lovely. See, this is what I'm working on right now. I said I'm going to learn, go onto the SAP site, go to learning.sap.com, and I'm looking at the foundations of SAP Commerce Cloud and S4HANA Cloud integration. And you can do the very same thing, right? Because you have an extensive knowledge of SAP. And I just want to be one step ahead of, trying to be 2 steps ahead of my students so that I could teach this next year in a different way. Right, so can you see I haven't completed anything? And there's one for get certified. Right, I can see, well, I haven't done any of the exams out here, but please, you can by all means do that. Right, 80 questions, 3 hours. I wrote a test for 40 questions, 2 hours last year. Right? There's S4HANA Cloud Modeling, S4HANA Developer. Oh my, look at that. Right, so please go ahead. And if you are interested, I can ask Dr. Jolly if she could sponsor you guys to write this exam. Okay, I'm not sure what the cost is. Please log on to learning.sap.com, create a user profile. There's my user profile. And there's my account. In fact, you should do this. What's your first name, if I may ask? I just got it as surname there. PH Pungula.
Klalanati.
Shlallanati. Shlallanati. I think you should go and get certified. What do you say?
I will, sir.
Good. Right? Please do, because from your questions, you are telling me, and your interaction with me, you are telling me that you just need that piece of paper. And then you'll earn the mega bucks. I promise you that, right? So Shlallanati, I'm expecting to see your dashboard, and I'm expecting to see your training certification. Right now mine is 0. You will need to have, you should show me something more there. All right. Okay, with that, I'm going to, what's my time like? It's 6:20. I've been talking for 1 hour and 20 minutes so far. For our purposes, I'd like you to go through the notes, read through whatever I've done. This was a demonstration lecture. I've uploaded the guide again. Oh, it hasn't uploaded. Okay, it would be available to you. If you don't have it, check it from last week. It's 280 odd pages, which we have to complete. I'm like halfway through. For tonight, you go to your TLZ zone, your Think Learn zone. Go to auditing and taxation. Here's the quiz. I'm going to do it. I'm going to open up this quiz. Let's go to editing. There's true and false questions. There's multiple choice questions. I'm going to open it up. I'm opening it up now. That's it up now. Let's say in the next half an hour. At 6:30, it's opening up. And I'm going to close the quiz. Let's close it on the 3rd of August. That's 2 days you got. And again, I'm closing it at 6:30. And I'm giving you a time, right? I'm giving you a time of 5 minutes, right? It's a 5 minutes, a quick quiz. You either know the answer, yes or no. And the password, tonight's password, where's my password here? Right, there's my password. Require the password. Anybody want to come up with a password?
IT5 B.
Okay, IT5, right? Let's make it a little bit more complicated. IT5 with this. Wait a minute, IT5 star 000. Yay, that's my username. How's that? Right? And I promise you, I will find out who missed my lecture or who did not listen to the recording, or who, because they will ask in the WhatsApp group, or they'll send me an email. Sir, what's the password? It's restricted. I can't have access to it. Don't I have fun with you guys? Okay.
A lot
Right.
of fun with us.
Thank you. Right, so there's my password. Students can manually complete it. Well, I'm expecting the completion on the 3rd. Let's make it the 4th. I know somebody will ask me, please extend the date. That's always happens, right? And let's send it for review after that. Save and display. Okay, they are very, very simple questions. You would need to read the notes, the theory part of it, which is, can you see it says Unit 3 quiz? So you should read the Unit 3 course material, all right? And this will help us pass our continuous assessment mode of examination for this course. And I promise you, I'm looking forward to a 100% pass rate but I don't think I'm going to get it because some students haven't even logged into Moodle as yet. Let me help you.
Don,
Here we go. Yes, we done.
can you please write the
IT5.
password on the chat?
No. Let somebody ask the password. Let them ask for it.
Oh, okay.
The password is IT. Like I said, I'm having
Okay.
fun with you guys. I'm having some fun with you guys because there are some students. There's only 27 students that are here today. There's 43 on the class. All right, so there's a question out here. The F1 key provides explanations for fields, menus, functions, and messages. F1 and another key I spoke to you about today. F1 and F.
Sir,
F4. F4. Remember we spoke about the F4? Here's a question. The Fiori Launchpad link to open SAP S/4HANA requires a user, a password, or the client? That's a nice question. Enterprise resource planning is an integrated enterprise-wide business application and a type of enterprise system. True or false? By the way, I like true sometimes. You know? Let's go through another question. The major reason organizations give for implementing ERP system is an improvement of business processes. What do you think? Why would I be teaching you ERP systems? Why would I want to do that? What do I want to do with you? I want to improve a business process. And let's see another quick question. Oh, this is, I'm not going to tell you that one there. Oh, this is too easy. I think I should have made this test more difficult. Oh, we didn't do analytical apps, but what we did was a transactional app. Today we did a transactional app. Don't read all of that. That's in unit 3. So if I look, if you want to pass this and you want to pass it well, and I want you to pass well, I want you all to pass well, right? I want you all to do well. You go to unit 3 in the, let me see where that is. There we go. You go to all teams, you go to information technology 5B, you go to unit 3, go to files, and you read through the notes, right? Read through the notes. There's the worksheet out here. You go to SAP navigation, you read through the notes, and you also look at the workshop guides, and you look at last week's PDF document. And I promise you, you will pass. Right? Like I said, make intelligent guesses. True, false. I'm not here to trap you, but I want to keep you on your toes. There's only 26 of you out here. There's 47 on the register. I don't know what happened to the rest of the students. I'm not going to allow a situation like what happened at the end of semester 1, where students did 4 assessments in 6 weeks. It's not fair to the other students. And it doesn't matter if I don't, well, I didn't get 100%, but I want to ensure that you are deserving of this mark to pass this course. All right. Any questions? Any queries? Yes.
sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir. No, I just wanted, sir, to request that for our future assessment,
Yes.
if you can just give us more time, because having to think in 10 minutes and doing in 4 minutes and doing 10 questions, yeah, it's a bit
How
it
much?
puts us under a lot of pressure.
No. Like I said, this is a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a true and false. It takes you 10 seconds to do a true and false question. There's 20 questions out there. Let's give you 10 minutes. How's that? 10 minutes? Is that okay?
Yes,
Would
I think 10 minutes will be fine. That will be perfect. Thanks.
10 minutes, right? But because it's 10 minutes, I'm going to change this time to 12 o'clock. Haha. I'm having more fun with you. Right.
How many attempts? How many attempts do we have?
I'll give you 2 attempts, but there's the password out there, right? It's IT5 *000. If I give you 2 attempts, would you like that, or would you like? What do you suggest? 1, 2, 3 attempts? I can't give you unlimited.
2 attempts.
2 attempts.
2 attempts, right? 2 attempts. But let me tell you the catch with 2 attempts, right? The 2 attempts, I'm going to look at, if you score like 16 with the first attempt and you score like 100 in the second attempt, then I can't give you 100, right? It's not fair to those students who got 100 on the first attempt. Okay, so I'll have to give you a teeny weeny penalty. All right, but not a large penalty. Just to give the people that get 100 at one first go the benefit of bragging rights to say that they did it at one go. All right. So if you get 100%, you know you did it 100% in one attempt and with a minimal amount of time. All right.
So can I please ask?
Yes.
Is there a particular reason why did I get 100% and you gave me a 96?
Oh, I gave you 96. Okay, that means you would have probably done 2 attempts, correct?
No, I did only 1 attempt.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Then it's my fault. Let me go and check this. All right, do me a favor. Can you do a screenshot of that, and I will rectify it if necessary. Okay. Yeah. But let me check something else as well. 96% is still close to 100, isn't that so?
I worked very hard for that 100%, you know.
Okay, no problem. Let me. I don't want to share and look at the screen because everybody will see the marks, right? Send me an email and send me a screenshot, and I will. I'll have. Okay, I'm sorry. The reason I didn't give people, when I penalized them, was because sometimes I noticed that they had done 2 attempts, and I just felt that if you deserve 100 and you need to see that on your record, that means you should have done it at one go. All right. Okay, but don't panic, don't get worried, and you're still very close. And let me tell you another secret. When I do the course weighting, 96 generally gets rounded up to 100. Okay? How's that? Hello? Okay. Okay. Work hard for the next one. And I promise it takes me an hour and a half to set a test. And I really think about the questions, and I want you all to do well and pass, and also learn at the same time. It's not just a matter of passing or failing. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night. Bye. Anybody wants to put the camera on and we'll take a photograph?
Sir.
Bye, sir. Bye. Anybody doing a shot photograph? No, yes? No. Okay, next week. Maybe next week, right? Maybe next week. All right. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, okay. Tina, was that Tina?
Wow. Wow. I don't know to feel a bit.